Hello everyone. Today we have with us Mr. Aryan Singh, who recently grabbed an internship offer from Harvard University, that too at the age of 19, and that too in his second year only. In this video, we're going to talk about how he got this opportunity, how his experience has been at Harvard, and also how this opportunity is going to help him in the future, so that all of us can learn from that and maybe get a similar offer from Harvard. Without further ado, let's get started. Aryan, why don't you give a quick introduction of yourself?
Okay, so hi everybody. My name is Aryansh, and currently I'm a student at IIT Kharagpur, and I'm enrolled in the economics course. Like I'm currently working at Harvard University, but previously I've also worked for the Government of India at Invest India and the Indian Institute of Management Kozhikode.
Okay, awesome. Getting into Harvard. What is your current role at Harvard as an intern, and what kind of work are you doing there?
Yeah, so basically, my role is at the Harvard Business School. So it's a research associate role. So, what a research associate does is basically we take everything, like we have an idea for a research project from the ideation stage, then collating data sets, then after that, analyzing all the data that we have on the table, and finally publishing a draft of a paper that leads towards some insights to something conclusive in any particular field. So like Harvard has a dedicated laboratory for that. Like we have a lot of laboratories. So I am working with the laboratory for innovation sciences. So this is a particularly new field, and innovation sciences has been explored by London Business School and MIT and all the top universities. So that is what we are currently doing, and we are exploring everything ranging from economics and biology to there is also a sub subject which is business and sports, so that is something that geeky ballers can try out.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, cool reference there. Getting into a bit into your project. What does your project what does your project consist of? If you can tell the details, maybe at least a little bit, so that people can understand the kind of
Yeah,
work
so
that
I
you're
can
doing.
tell you like exactly, obviously, like we are, whenever we are in the midst of the process, we can't tell exactly what we are trying to achieve, but it is something related to how digital technologies and online platforms has impacted the visual art ecosystem. Like you must have heard that this painting sold for $10 million, this painting sold for $20 million, but we are seeing a shift towards online modes of such auction houses. So what is the impact of this online mode on the cost of the painting and some stuff like that? Exactly.
Okay, like you were also telling me that it involves technical work as well. So what kind of technical work are you doing now?
So it seems that I'm analyzing more on the financials and stuff like that, but majority of my work deals with Python and Stata and tabulating stuff, and also like collating data from different places, different platforms. So there is a lot of coding progress involved in the tasks that are given to me.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Let's get on to how did you get this opportunity to intern at Harvard, and how did you apply? If you can get into that.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, like I was working as a research associate at IIM before this. So I did a lot of statistical analysis and like financial. I was doing something related to IPOs. Like IPOs are a hot topic.
Hmm.
So eventually, I found out that my interest lied in something which is not very conventional, which has a creative aspect to it. Because I realized that there is a lot of crunching numbers and brute work involved, but I wanted to do something which is exploring the horizons of research. So I just searched on Google papers on entrepreneurship, and eventually I found a very relevant paper in Harvard Business Review. So I found the paper, it was regarding like what is the impact of a particular gender on a startup success. Like whatever you are doing, like you are releasing a product for your users, then what is the response of female users to that and compare it with the male response. So
Right.
it was a very interesting paper, like you guys can also give it a read. So once I started reading the paper, I thought that this is a new field and I would like to explore more in this field. So I just contacted the professor from the mail ID that was mentioned on the paper, and by chance, like, or say that it was just the right click, and the professor had a vacancy, so she told me that okay, come on, let's do something.
Okay, awesome. And this was just the first, like you only mailed one professor. and that was it.
Yeah, so like there were four professors who were together on that paper. So I mailed all four of them, and one replied that he was not available for this year, and one replied that okay, let's do this.
Okay, awesome. And after they replied, like, what was the process for them to hire you?
Yeah, so first of all, there were some set of preliminary questions. So basically, she had went through my resume, like she went through all the coursework that I had mentioned and all my previous experiences. So on an email only, she asked me that what is your proficiency in the various programming languages that you have mentioned? Because we see a lot of us just write some languages and we don't know a lot about it. So I also wrote languages, but I knew that I was applying to Harvard, so I can't leave any loose spaces. So I just mentioned four languages in which I was proficient, and she asked me, okay, that is fine. How is your level in all of these languages? So I told her that I have done this project in this particular language. And she asked, like, she gave me a coding task. So the coding task, it was related to us automating a script on Python and Selenium. So I worked a lot on the script, and eventually, like, after the coding round, that is when I got to the position.
Awesome, awesome. So it did involve a bit of coding as well. Even though this is a research internship, it did involve a bit of coding for you because at the end you are doing coding work only, right?
Yeah, like majority is coding. Like once we get all the things tabulated and together on the table, then only the research work starts.
Right, right. Okay, so now you're interning at Harvard. So what was the feeling like when you got accepted? Like I'm sure it's one of the most toughest as well, one of the most brilliant places to work at.
Yeah, so basically, the feeling was surreal at once. Like, as I told you, it started out with the coding round. So, even when I got my first reply that let's do this, I'll give you a coding round. So, that was also a very happy day. Like, I just couldn't sleep out of excitement. Like, I just kept on coding. I just kept on coding. Like, I did not have a lot of experience. Like, in the past, I haven't been using Python for like last 6 7 months, but then I spent day and night on Python, day and night learning new things. And eventually when I finally got the position, it was in a continuation of the task. So one day just out of nowhere I realized, okay, I think that I have the position now. And it was like very brilliant. Like everyone at my family, they were also very happy with the role.
Right. And like talking about this internship even more, like is there any kind of stipend or that is allowed? Because normally in kind of research internships, they usually do not provide any kind of stipend or anything. So what's the
Yeah,
deal with that?
so basically, like Harvard has a lot of grants and funding for research, because let's suppose that you want to be the paramount in research, then you obviously need some funding to like back your research work. So there was an arrangement agreement that either you can opt for, let's say, a stipend, which can be anything ranging from 1000 USD to 10,000 USD, and that also depends on the research project progress.
Right.
And the other option was that you can take the authorship on the paper. So I opted for the authorship because I felt that it is more valuable to me in the longer run.
Right, right. Awesome. Okay, so now that we have talked about the internship, talked about the opportunity, so now most of my viewers are from tier two, tier three colleges. So they'll ask this question that can tier two, tier three students apply for the same and get to intern at Harvard? So what do you say to that?
Yeah, so I believe that we know that the IIT tag matters in India, but when we talk about Ivy League or when we talk about any of the top universities in the world, they don't care if we are from IIT or triple IT. IIT tag is recognizable, but it is not everything that matters.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, your overlapping research interest is what matters the most. So even if you check my professor, like you can check out her Google page, so you will see that her interests have been mentioned in finance and entrepreneurship. Then even after you check my resume, you will find out that in my resume also everything is either related to finance or entrepreneurship. So
Right.
that was the main clicking factor. And even if you are in tier 2 or tier 3 colleges, let's suppose that all of your research interests overlap directly with the professor, then there is a high chance that you will get a reply or something related to that.
Okay, awesome. So they just have to pursue, like they just have to contact their kind of professor, the professor whose research interests overlap with theirs, right? And that will do
Yeah,
the trick.
exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. And now we all talk about internships now, how the internships can help a person in the longer run. So how can an internship at Harvard help someone in his or her career in the future?
Yeah, so I'll tell you about my role. So basically, like this is a research role. So at the end of my internship, I'll get two things, which can be like as credentials, I'll get two things to prove my credibility. One would be a letter of recommendation. So if you have a letter of recommendation from a professor at Harvard, so that has a lot of impact in the global space. Like I attached my letter of recommendation from IIM, so that helped me in bagging my internship at Government of India. So eventually a letter of recommendation from a Harvard prof, like these people are highly experienced in their fields. Like my mentor, she had her bachelor's from Yale, which is like again one of the
Hmm.
top
Right.
universities. Then she had her PhD from Harvard also, and now she's a professor at Harvard. So these people have a lot of experience in top schools and top positions. So eventually, a letter of recommendation does matter a lot in the longer run. Also, second thing, I would get a published paper. So my mentor is like a referee in 4 journals. So like she checks the papers that are submitted to international journals, journals which have a very high credibility factor on the international stage. So obviously she has a lot of contacts and research experience, which would enable the paper to land up in some place good. Let's suppose that the paper is published in Harvard Business Review. So that is a very good place to get a paper published, and it really matters a lot. Like if you're applying for a PhD program, so they do look that what is your previous research experience and have you established out anything out of it. Similarly, for an MBA role also, like if you have previous work experience at Harvard Business School, so that surely does matter a lot in top business schools in the US.
Okay, awesome. So that was very detailed. So now, lastly, we're gonna ask you to give some final tips for the students who maybe want to go into the same career path or simply want to intern at one of the best institutes in the world, Harvard. So what are your final tips to the students out there?
Yeah. So, like, my final tips would be that we see a lot of us tend to be in a rat race. Like, everyone is doing software development, so I'll do
Mm.
that. Everyone is doing ML, I'll do that.
Right.
The thing is, doing what everyone is doing will not land you a position at the top universities, because there are only 100 professors at Harvard and there are like millions of students who want to work with them. So what matters is how you stand out of the populace, how you impact the research project that you are joining or any role that you are joining. So let's suppose that if you want to do an intern at Harvard, then you must have a research interest that is well specified. Like in my resume, I had two research projects. Like I had two papers, one from my previous internship and one another project that I did as a term project in my department. So I mentioned those and they had a lot of impact in my resume getting shortlisted and me getting a call. So once you have established a research interest or any relevant skill set in the that particular field, then I believe you can find relevant profs. Like it's not necessary you need to find a prof at Harvard. It can be possible that some professor at Stanford is exactly doing what you are interested in.
Right.
So if you approach that person, that just increases your chance of getting the role by a lot. So that is my first tip, that explore everything you can and finally pursue what you are most interested in.
Right. And explore everything, like you have done that at the age of 19. Like, do you think you have explored everything out there or are you still exploring things?
Yeah, so like there's a lot of scope to learn. So like I did 4 internships till my second year itself. Like I
Wow.
was continuously, as it was remote, so obviously we had a lot of opportunities. So I did 4 internships, and trust me, at the end of every internship I was like, okay, I don't want to do this now. I want to explore something new. Like I have done finance, now I'll do statistics, now I'll do consulting, now I'll do innovation sciences. So even I don't know where I'm going to land up next, but yeah, life is a constant learning progress.
Right, right. Awesome. So everyone, I'll link Aryansh's LinkedIn profile in the description box below so that you can check it out, and maybe even if he shares his CV, I will put it in the description below. And also, so thank you so much, Aryansh, for coming here and giving such an insightful talk to everyone. I'm sure the people are going to love this. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nilan, for inviting me over, and I would be happy to connect with all of your subscribers.
Okay, awesome. So guys, if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for even more such amazing videos. Thank you.